Fort Cornelian. To see what we can jam in our hold, and also obviously check with the Merciless Medis to see what we would need. We may only be able to make, like, even though there are 2 pieces of clothing we're interested in, we might have to do one at a time simply because of our hold space. Which isn't the end of the world. We're going to need to make a few loops up towards Demuse Gate anyway to make the trades for the Sooth and Cooper long boxes. I'm hoping that this time we'll actually get to do that. Come on, guys. Eat your foods. Eat your foods. Eat. Having to keep the freaking light on for their terror, which is mildly annoying. There we go. Alright, we have 5 hold space available right now. So let's have a chat with the Merciless Medis. Let's also see what's in our hold already. We have 1 bolt of spider silk. And 1 thing of dark drop coffee that we could turn into parabola linen. And that is it as far as things that she needs. The page is 1. We don't know how to get the blue feather yet, so I'm just going to ignore that one for now. That one needs a strange catch. That's fine. Scintillac and 3 bolts of spider silk. So for this one, we don't actually need to buy anything here. We need to get the Scintillac from Port Cecil and 2 more bolts of spider silk from the Khanate. So that's fine. We don't need to do that here. The one that we need stuff from here for needs 2 caskets of sapphires that we definitely have to buy here. And then 3 bales of parabola linen. And the best way to get parabola linen, unless of course we're lucky enough to find it on one of the pirates we take out, is to trade dark drop coffee for it in Irem. You can also trade fragments for it in Irem, but obviously that's like part of a secret, essentially. So I'd rather not trade for it that way. I'd rather have the dark drop coffee and trade for it. And then Stygian ivory, which I know we can get. I'm thinking probably at Khan's Shadow or maybe the Chelinate would be my guesses there, but I know we can get it. Maybe even Mount Palmerston. It's had some weird things. So yeah, for this one, we would essentially need to buy 2 more bags of coffee. We can also technically get that in the Khanate. It's just that it's a slightly better price here. The big thing for it is the 2 caskets of sapphires. That's what it needs from here. So if we get 2 caskets of sapphires and 2 things of coffee, then take that up to Irem, and we need to get, and along the way, we need to pick up some ivory for it. That's the thing that gets me, is along the way we need to find the ivory. But I think that's what we're gonna do. Because the rest of this could all be solved elsewhere. It's literally just the frickin' sapphires. Honestly, we could probably even buy that in the Khanate. I can't remember. But there, we've bought that. And while we're here, we're gonna buy 1 barrel of fuel. Stop off at Rack. Let's see. Isle of Cat's Visage, Rosegate, Rack. Salt Lions. Check Wilbert's Abyss and see if that's an Abyss of Graves. Demue Island. Pigmote Isle. Khan's Shadow. Hopefully they'll have the Stygian Ivory. Khan's Heart to see if they have the Stygian Ivory, and also to just check and see if they have anything else that we need and whatnot. Honestly, if we have enough hold space to hold extra coffee, we may do like 1 coffee run to Khan's Glory just while we're there. Then check the Chongi Rift, Undercrow, Frostbound, Irem. And also because, honestly, I'd like to go to Khan's Shadow to replace our empty mirror catch box before we go to Estival anyway. Because right now, the main perks to going to Estival, it's a very cool place, and I want to figure out how to build a kingdom there. But I also... Wait, we can't do that yet. So far, the only way we found to make progress on that front involves dealing with the people at the Grand Geo. And we don't have the stuff for that yet. So all we can do at Estival for the time being is collect supplies, and I may as well stop off at the melting isles. It's food and a terror reduction. And so the only thing we can do right now there is gather supplies. Admittedly, it's a lot, but... Okay, that's interesting. I've never gotten this one. A spy walks the ship. They're good. Very good. Were it not for a single envelope sitting face up instead of down on your desk, you might never have noticed. Sadly, we don't have a good chance of succeeding this, and it's our only option. Track down the spy. Search every cabin, open every lockbox. 27%. We actually succeeded. Holy crap. I've gotten incredibly unlucky and missed some 80 and 90% rolls, but I've also gotten incredibly lucky and gotten some 27 or 30-ish% ones too. So I have a feeling the RNG in this game just loves chaos, which honestly makes it a pretty good RNG. Traitor. The determined doctor makes no plea, no apology, no excuse. He holds his hand out for the irons and is escorted to the brig with his head held high. I am not surprised, honestly. I was wondering about him. The determined doctor stands as the door opens, irons clinking on his wrist, his eyes defiant. The cold sweat on his brow tells a different story. Why? An impersonal betrayal. Why would a man throw a life preserver to a drowning child? The determined doctor looks up, revolutionary fervor in his eye. You were not there, Captain, or you would know. Our only salvation is anarchy, in burning London, bringing down the Khanate, in sealing the Cumain Canal, taking back what is ours. They understand that. In the shadow, they understand. So, just literally kill everyone. Wow. You do realize that there are some people in the shadow who would just happily rise up and be the new masters, right? Has this man ever found a cause he didn't immediately embrace? It's a question worth asking. For a moment, it is as if you've got through to him. But no, a man who would fall so quickly from worshipping sorrow spiders into the crooked clutches of the Calendar Council and still be instantly won over by a bunch of Kaganian anarchs is a man with an impenetrable shield of homilies and self-justification. I did what I must, says the doctor, his solitary eye staring past your ear. I could have done no less. I'm passing judgment. I've had enough with this idiot. A verdict is reached. The determined doctor does his best to look defiant, but is unable to hide his nervous trembling. Oh, I have other doctors, buddy. You're getting the hell off my ship. I don't care about you, and if you have more to your story that isn't just stabbing me in the back, I do not care. He will spend the rest of his journey in the brig and be handed over to the authorities at the next friendly port. Be glad I'm not just punting your behind into the sea, because if that were an option, I would absolutely do it. Judgment is rendered. The doctor sits down on his uncomfortable bed. He understands and he accepts his punishment. He will cause you no more trouble. Okay, why did you... was he the one I was using? Because I honestly can't remember. Worst case, like I said, I have other doctors. They're also pretty good. So I really don't care. We do need to get an officer assigned, though, and doing that at sea apparently causes problems. I don't know what kind of problems. I've literally never done it, but the game does say that. So it likes you to change them out at port. Any port will do. It doesn't have to be London. Because seriously, he has picked some very questionable causes, so if all it takes is like one freaking so-called fiery pseudo-philosophizer to sway his loyalty, then I don't want him around. Anyway, surgeons. Let's see. Iron +5, hearts +9, or hearts +6, iron +6. Even though I value iron more, hearts is still useful, and this is more points overall, so the campaigner is going in. I think he was giving us a little bit of pages was the reason that he was in, but screw it, I don't want him around. And also, seriously, like, if you like anarchy, I've been working with Khan's Shadow and the Iron Republic, which, if you're gonna go anarchy, is probably the two factions that you'd be fond of. But again, he's also worked for Sorrow Spiders, and he was a poisoner for a while for another group. Just know.